Good morning, it's Jenny from openmindtherapy.co.uk and getdiggingit.co.uk. Why not give you that this morning? Today's video is called Censorship, Double-Edged Sword, the Magic of the Collective. And, you know, over the years, over many years now, I've been very fortunate to be able to do so much research to find out what's going on. I haven't just looked at one source. You know, this is the amazing thing. You start off down this journey and it really gets quite hairy, and you don't want to trust just one source because it could be sensationalism, and then you go to another source and another source and you weed out what's sensationalist and what's just somebody's perspective. And then you come across the people that actually cite their sources and you can go and have a look. And then you start to unwrap this whole Pandora box of hidden messages and the mainstream media propaganda. And you start to realise that what we think is true isn't true at all. And as a result, you know, in the last 3 years since Trump's election, we've seen quite a bit of censorship. Well, major censorship coming up. Big talk about clamping down on internet freedoms, although they don't dress it up like that. They talk about keeping people safe from others' opinions. You know, I mean, this is just like we're babies and we just can't really make up our own minds. But many do play into the hands of it, and of course the trolls are paid to create that kind of polemic, that polarity within the social media forums. So you kind of get to know what's going on. You know, there's been a lot of censorship, and you ask yourself, why is something censored and others not? You know, what's the censorship? They haven't managed to censor everything, so stuff's still getting out. So what is the value of censoring anything? And it could be just a signal that they're actually going to close down internet freedoms, and there's no way you're going to be able to talk about anything unless it's in the mainstream media. Or it could be that there's a game in it for them, and I'm wondering whether this is part of the game. So I want you now to cast your mind over to the power of numbers, the power of people collectively thinking about something, and therefore the power of the media to get a whole world thinking in a particular way. And how easy it would be then for them to introduce whatever measures they want underneath that kind of collective magic of conjuring. We create our reality. And so conjuring up, you know, the collective vision of what they want us to believe in. And just on a sort of a microcosm rather than a macrocosm, you know, the microcosm is me in the morning chanting for whatever it is I feel is useful, either to me or others. So I might chant for sometimes when I'm running low on money, I need some money. And I don't just sort of pray to God and I hope something falls on my lap. I actually create pictures in my mind. I create images. I create a certain conviction in my body. There's a certain passion that comes out. But, you know, I'm doing a lot of really good work and I need to be supported. And the universe needs to support that. And all the while we're living in this monetary system, then at the moment I need money. And hey presto, within probably 4 or 5 days money comes. Now, maybe it would have come in anyway, but I know for sure whenever I need to conjure money, I just put my mind to it and the money comes. So imagine collectively, you know, if they're going to put stuff in the media and they're going to the mainstream media and they want to conjure something, it's very easy for them to conjure it. And this is the idea of predictive programming as well, that you can put something in a film. Many films, if you look on Netflix and all the films that are on there at the moment about the end of the world and chipping people and, you know, loss of freedoms and cloud atlas, there's loads of different films that have actually predicted exactly where we're going to be. Because they're sowing the seeds, they're sowing the possibility, they're giving people a vision of where they want us to go. And bearing in mind that there's very few of these are people. According to, I think, Ronald Bernard, who was the Dutch banker who came out about satanic ritual abuse of children in the highest echelons of banking, he says there's only about 8,500 people that are creating this for us. So if that's the case, it wouldn't take much more than that to counter it. But we have to put it in the minds of ourselves. We have to conjure an image of the world that we want. We have to conjure, the things that we actually want to see in the world, rather than be brought into their vision of what they see in the world. Now, this is where censorship is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it stops too many people waking up, and therefore it's, for them, quite useful. For us, the minute they stop people waking up, we redouble our efforts. So therefore, there's a double edge to that. We are driven even more to share and get some awareness of what's going on around the world. However, looking at it another way, when they censor and we go out and try even harder to spread the message, we're actually helping them spread the message that they want. This dystopian world, this dictatorship, this military dictatorship around the world. We're helping them spread that when we redouble our efforts to bypass the censorship. That doesn't mean that our work isn't valuable. It's phenomenally valuable. But there's a time for things. And I think the time now is to stop giving them power, to stop, certainly for me, to stop giving them energy, cut off their energy supply. And let's come together as an awakened community and pray for the same thing. Let's pray for the exposing of evil and contemptible behaviour. Let's pray to create a beautiful world free of the dictatorship of others. Let's pray to spread beauty around us, to green our lands, to provide abundant food within 5 miles of where we live, to stop the needless waste of food crisscrossing all over the world. Let's just stay local and let's create the very communities that we've been asking other people to create for us. They're not going to do it. It's up to us. So I'd like to invite you, 2 things. I'd like you to invite you to come and chant with me in the mornings at 8:30. I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. You don't have to do that. You can do your own meditation. And secondly, if you would like some, because I'm a therapist, transpersonal therapist of many, many years, if you would like some guidance or advice, or you're struggling with your own mental health, I am offering sessions very cheaply. In this time of crisis, I don't want to rip anybody off at all. My session rates are usually £85. But I've decided in this time of crisis that people really need my attention and they really want my advice. That sounds arrogant, but anyway, I'll put it out there. Then I'm doing half-hour sessions for £15. If you want an hour, it's £30. So the way to get hold of me is through my website. That's openmindtherapy.co.uk. There's a form you can fill in, and if you go in there and just let me know how you've heard about me and what it is you want to work on. I'm going to be doing 1 day a week, 1 full day a week with these half-hour sessions. So probably from 9:30 all the way through to 5:30. And I just invite you for prepayment, so I know you're going to show up. So you have 20 years of my experience working with people with all kinds of issues, and also safe in the knowledge that you're not a freak if you've been doing your research and you're overwhelmed with the awakening that's happening with you. I can help you fill in the gaps and keep you stable and keep you focused on what it is you need to do for yourself in the future. Okay, guys, that's my message to you for today. Stay safe out there. It's a crazy world. Take care.